On January 20th, Donald Trump's presidency will officially end.
Joe Biden has won the American presidential election
after sealing victory in the battleground state of Pennsylvania.
Become the 46th president of the United States.
As the fateful day draws near, some are relieved to see Trump go. But does it really mean that America can finally leave the past 4 years behind? Or will the dark clouds still linger? The country's economic boom during his term is Trump's proudest legacy. With the economic stimulus from his tax and regulatory reforms, the U.S. unemployment rate was at its lowest in 50 years. Wages for lowest paid workers were rising nearly 5% a year, and the stock market was buoyant. But in 2020, the pandemic hit markets hard. The unemployment rate reached a record high of 14.7% in April, when the U.S. economy was virtually shut down. Meanwhile, as he promised to put Americans first, Trump withdrew America from the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Great thing for the American worker, what we just did.
He also called the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made, and renegotiated it to become the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA. And his confrontational trade negotiations with China have caused repeated friction. As a lifelong businessman, Trump's logic is stark: win at all costs. After the U.S. relationships with other countries, even allies, became sour, it is clear that Trump's strategy has not worked all that well, leaving Biden the job to make America respected around the world again. The coronavirus has put the U.S. in a state of turmoil that many would argue could have been handled in a better way. The waste of time pointing fingers, the slow promotion of masks and social distancing, and the delay in implementing a lockdown had the country facing more than 23 million infections and nearly 400,000 deaths. Dragging America out of this tragedy will be the first, perhaps also the biggest assignment waiting for President-elect Joe Biden.
Our work begins with getting COVID under control. We cannot repair the economy, restore our vitality, or relish life's most precious moments, hugging our grandchildren, our children, our birthdays, weddings, graduations, all the moments that matter most to us until we get it under control.
During his 4 years in office, Trump has appointed more than 200 federal judges, including 54 federal appellate judges, who have the final say on most legal appeals in the country. This number is almost as many as Obama appointed in his 8-year serving. More importantly, 3 justices appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court are all 55 or younger. These conservative justices will reshape American law over the course of their terms and beyond. And the impact of that change could determine the future direction of the nation's values. The U.S. may have been divided before Trump took office, yet his 4 years in the White House have brought America to an unprecedented level of ripping. Both Trump and Biden supporters say if the other wins, it would result in lasting harm to the country. The partisan rupture has now made Trump the first president in American history to be impeached twice. Identities based on gender, race, education, income, and others were all thrown into the gladiator arena, where different views were at each other's throats. In the past 4 years, there have been little accepted premises and elegant compromise in public discourse. More distressingly, a torn America may not be healed anytime sooner, though Biden administration has promised a united America. After all, even Biden have won with the most votes ever cast for a presidential election in American history. The president-elect was greeted with smoke and flags on Capitol Hill, accompanied by gunfire and 5 casualties. How will the world remember Trump? And to what extent can Biden unite America and lead it to a smooth path? Feel free to share your thoughts with us.